So we finally saw Mickey 17. Mickey, this is in the near future. They're working on trying to populate other planets, and they need people called expendables to basically go and take on all the hazards and things that, could potentially be bad for the general population. We've replaced test dummies with expendables. Robert Pattinson's character, Mickey, and Stephen Yeun's Timo, they are kind of on the run from some loan sharks. And they figure if we're way out in space,
they can't find us.
They can't find us.
The movie kind of portrays him like he just didn't know what he was signing up for at all.
Yeah, I mean, they said, like, are you sure? Like, did you read the whole thing? And he's like, yeah, man, of course, I read the whole thing. I mean, really, his voice is like, I definitely read the whole thing.
Dude, I thought Robert Pattinson did such a freaking good job with the voice acting. I mean, if you would have just listened to the voice, you would not have thought it's Robert Pattinson at all. He's always been a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, Twilight wasn't his fault.
You like some of it. Shut up.
I like some of it.
It was a while ago, but I do find that, his range is really, really good. And, going from like the Batman, which was the last huge thing that he did, and Mickey 17 is it's not even the same universe of a person. And I thought he did that really well.
As a concept, where you have people trying to populate other planets and, you have these people, expendables, that are, he'll go onto a planet without a mask and they'll say, just breathe in, breathe naturally.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, that the air is filled with like a poison that humans can't, breathe in, and he has to be poisoned over and over and over until they develop a cure. They develop a vaccine so that the general population doesn't have to go through that.
Right.
So that's kind of a cool concept to make a movie. I was really interested to see this when I saw the trailer. Robert Pattinson does a really good job. Yeah. Stephen Yeun is like...
He's always good, too.
He's good. He's Stephen Yeun. He's kind of being himself in this movie. So I liked him as a character. The girl, Naomi Aki, who plays Nasha, she's basically his girlfriend, even though they kind of make it clear from very early on that, sex is not really something that's supposed to be happening.
Calories.
It's extremely prohibited. It burns too many calories, and we really don't want to be producing too many babies right now, even though we're going to be producing lots of babies once we start populating. But somehow they're able to have sex so much that they have like all these illustrations of all the different positions that they've been doing.
Right.
But they're apparently doing it all in the down low.
Now, I will say a standout role in this would definitely be Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. Standout role.
You're going to hate the character. It's so funny, though.
It's very over the top.
Toni Collette, man, I think she brings so much more to his character. I mean, they definitely did a good job as like the pair.
There's a lot of themes in this movie that like are very like in your face, on the nose. It's not really anything that you're gonna have to like interpret. Like literally, like a news reporter talks about how this guy wants to colonize other planets when we probably should be focusing more on taking care of our own planet. Toni Collette's character, there's like an alien species and she like cuts off its tail and puts it in a blender and like tastes it, and it's like
try my sauce.
Try my new sauce. So there's some stuff about animal cruelty. I mean, there's a lot of things that are brought up in this movie that are very on the news. But yeah, and it's funny. There is a lot of comedy, especially once we get Mickey 17, because Mickey 17 and then 18 is printed. They didn't know that 17 still survives. So now there's two Mickeys, and that's like a huge no-no. I feel like Mickey 17 probably would have done better as like a TV series.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, because there were a lot of like interesting things that were brought up. Like part of the reason why they outlaw multiples, which is having more than one, like you're only allowed to clone somebody after they die.
Right.
So the reason why they outlaw multiples is because they have a situation where there's a three of one person and one of them commits a crime. Do you put them all in jail? Do all three get the same rations? Like, are we supposed to support all three in prison? Or should all three even be punished? And so that's an interesting concept that we get to spend like 10 minutes on, and then we kind of have to move on because the movie's already over 2 hours. They could have shown a lot more creative deaths with Mickey.
You wanted to explore quite a few more things in this.
There's definitely some flaws in this movie. Some of the dialogue is a little dumb, a little over the top, a little cheesy. But I think the main thing is I just wanted to spend more time with Mickey, with the world. And even though this movie was over 2 hours long, we still just didn't really have enough time. Obviously, we've seen like the whole clone thing in other movies, but this is still a kind of movie that we haven't seen in a long time, I feel like. It was nice to see this compared to a lot of the other things that I've seen recently.
Yeah, if the worst problem is that you want to see more of the world, that's a good problem.
Well, and don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people out there that have given this horrible reviews.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, obviously that's your opinion, and I respect your opinion.
And I can see why. Like, I can see why it's not for everyone.
Overall, I had a good time with this. If it's still in theaters, I think you should check it out, because
Definitely.
I think just because of the scale of a lot of things, I do think this is meant to be seen on the big screen.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity, definitely check it out when it comes out on streaming. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I do think this is definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
What would you rate this movie?
I'd give it an 8. So
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid 8 because I think it's definitely passing and I like the concept a lot. So I definitely think it's worth a little bit more than just like a 7. I definitely would give it an 8 for the creativity. Robert Pattinson, he held the movie hard.
It's different from other things
Yeah.
that are out right now. It did leave me wanting more, which maybe is kind of a good thing. I know this is based on a book, so maybe I'll check out the book, but
Yeah.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think you should definitely check it out. Let us know what you guys thought about this movie in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think we're dumb? Whatever you guys think, definitely tell us in the comments. All comments are good, and we appreciate you stopping by, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.